BRR's return to Daytona delivered on the promise of excitement. The high-banked oval always means close, exciting racing with multiple chances for the big one, and last Saturday was no different. After multiple crashes and side-by-side racing, a late race caution brought about a green-white checkered finish. Richie West led them to the green to restart the race, but ran out of fuel shortly after the start-finish line. That left the battle up to Donald Durrance and William Mann Jr. Those two swapped the lead, with Donald Durrance leading at the white flag, but he would not finish the race in first. A crash on the backstretch involved most of the lead cars, and chaos ensued. Wild Bill Percy, with a car damaged from the previous caution, was running seventh at the time of the crash and managed to slip through and take his first ever win in the BRR. This week, the BRR Saturday Series heads to the 1-mile track in Dover, Delaware. They don't call it the Monster Mile for nothing, and it's not just because there's a 46-foot-tall, muscle-bound concrete statue outside the gates named Miles the Monster. No, Dover Motor Speedway is a real monster of a racetrack. Exactly 1 mile in length, the concrete turns are banked at 24 degrees, and the straightaways banked at 9 degrees. Dover and Bristol are the only two tracks on the NASCAR circuit that are all concrete. The concrete surface and narrow racing line make for interesting racing. Get it right, and you're the hero. Get it wrong, and you're the zero. The BRR Saturday Series is about to compete in Race 2 of their season, and Miles the Monster is hungry.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, and any other creatures, terrestrial or non-terrestrial, that may be watching tonight. Welcome to the BRR Saturday Series. Tonight we are at Dover, the Monster Mile in Dover, Delaware, for Race 2 of the Saturday Series, presented by Flaming Karma Paint Shop. Practice is just wrapping up. Looks like we've got a little less than 3 minutes to go. And let's see if we can pull the league principal, Gerald Heasley, in and have a chat about what's going on with the Saturday Series this year. Jared, it's Mark up in the booth. Do you have me?
What's going on? What's going on, Mark?
So the Saturday Series, new car, new series. How's that working for BRR?
So far so good. The first race was solid. I think we'd like to have more numbers, but with the summer and everything, I can't do anything about that really. So far so good. This car is certainly a lot more to handle than the truck, so we'll see what happens.
Okay, we've also introduced the competition yellow. Is that something that we're going to look at for the whole season, or is this kind of a test run?
Currently, we're in a 5-race test run. It's going to be at lap 37 today, which is like one lap before a third of this race, and then if the league seems like they like it, we'll keep it. If not, we'll get rid of it again. Go back to what we were doing, or try something else.
Sounds like a plan. So how do you think your chances are for the run tonight?
Probably not very good. This is the first laps I've run in the ARCA car in a while. First laps I think I may have ever run in the ARCA car at Dover. I'm just here to fill the field and have some fun, so we'll see what we can do. But without some sort of strategy, I'm probably not a contender to win this one.
Now, is the racing groove as normal as it is for some of the other series?
I believe so. I think it's more of a diamond, just like we always do here. Maybe a few lines you could probably get away with running some higher lines, but this car doesn't have a lot of downforce, so it's sketchy coming off the corner for sure.
Yeah, that wall definitely comes up in a hurry.
Well, they don't call him Miles the Monster for a reason, right? I mean, this thing is gonna be a monster, so hopefully just taming it can get you through a top 5.
That sounds like a plan. Well, hopefully we'll talk to you after the race, and good luck.
Thank you.
That was the league principal, Jared Heasley, saying that these cars, without that downforce, it can make it a trick to drive around here. So we've got about 15 seconds before we'll start the qualifying runs and then on to the race. Tonight's race is 110 laps. Drivers have a total of 4 sets of tires, which means they'll have a set on the car and 3 sitting in the pits. And as he said, the competition caution should be about lap 37. Drivers have 2 laps to qualify. Let's see who gets out on track first. And it looks like Wild Bill Percy, last week's winner, is the first driver out on track. Followed by Matthew Young, Jason Rome, and Stephen Gibson Jr. And it looks like Matthew's had a problem already coming off a pit road. John Schmidt, William Mann Jr., Vern Spring, and DJ Kinner have joined the party, along with Richie West, Gerald Poole, and Raymond Hillhouse. Gerald's rocking the Scarlet Revolt colors again tonight, just like he did in Daytona. Race laps in practice were about 23.4 seconds, so we'll probably see something somewhere around there for pole speed. The tires do fall off a fair bit because of this concrete surface, so they'll be running into the 24s, possibly even as high as the 25s late in a run. Stephen Gibson has jumped to the top of the board, followed by Jason Rome, Gerald Poole, Vern Spring, and DJ Kinner in the top 5. Jared Heasley running the Plum Purple Crazy Mopar tonight. It's a beautiful car. And he is way loose. Round it goes. Just tapped the outside wall there in 4. And Rick Sargent had a little difficulty off of 4 too. It's like Jason's using the qualifying time to get a few extra laps in. Just that can't hurt to have more laps at this track. And Ray Hillhouse has jumped to the top of the board with a lap of 23.30 flat. Qualifying wrapping up here. Looks like a few drivers did not opt to qualify, want to start in the back, just kind of feel their way through the race. Looks like Donald Durrance, Jeff Hinkle, Matt Young, who had a little trouble getting off pit road, Albie Hewins, and John Schmidt have elected not to qualify at this time. Jason taking full advantage, turning lots of laps here. And that does it for qualifying. We'll look at the starting grid. On the pole, Ray Hillhouse. Outside front row, Stephen Gibson. Third and fourth are Jason Rome and Gerald Thanos Poole. DJ Kinner starts fifth, Vern Spring sixth, Bill Percy seventh, William Mann Jr., the Manslammer, in eighth, Richie West and Jared Heasley round out the top 10. Rick Sargent and Albie Hewins on the sixth row, Jeff Hinkle, Donald Durrance on the seventh row, John Schmidt, Matthew Young on taking up positions 15th and 16 on row 8. There's your field for tonight. Cars are gridding up. Looks like there's just a couple left to grid up here and we'll get going. Believe there is one pace lap and they will throw the green flag. And the pace car is rolling. Take a look at the race conditions for tonight. It is Dover International Speedway in Dover, Delaware. The track is 1 mile in length. The outside air temperature is 79 degrees and the track temperature is 105. So tire wear will be an issue. The lights are out on the pace car, so it is just one lap, and we will go green. Pace car is in. Field will go on the green flag, and we are underway. Green flag. Ray Hillhouse leads them down into turn 1 with Stephen Gibson on the outside. A little further in the back, on the roof of the Manslammer, William Mann Jr. is currently running 6th, up 2 spots from his starting position. So you can see they single file out fairly quick. You want to try and keep around that bottom line. Here's from Vern Spring's car looking back at the Manslammer. Stephen Gibson has moved to the point. Ray typically will kind of take it easy these first few laps to save a little bit of tire, but Stephen's fast, so I don't think he can wait too long before he's going to have to try and run him back down. Jason Rome holding 3rd, Gerald Poole in 4th, and Vern Spring in 5th. William Mann Jr., DJ the Iceman Kinner, Bill Percy, Jared Heasley, and Richie West round out the top 10. Jared's closing in on Wild Bill. Looks like he's setting them up for a move here as they come off of 4. Just couldn't get back to the power, pushed out near the wall. Good battle here for second as you have Ray Hillhouse, Jason Rome, and Gerald Thanos Poole running second, third, and fourth. Looks like Vern Springs trying to creep his way back in there to make it a 4-car fight for the second spot. And we have caution. Not sure why yet. Taking a look here. Everyone still seems on track. Looks like Rick might have had a problem. Let's look back and see here. Yep, definitely got in the outside wall. You can see he's got a little damage there on the right front. Rich, he got up high and got to the wall too. That'll close the field back up again. They're going to have a competition yellow at lap 37. Probably a little too early to change tires on this stop since they've only got 8 laps in. But you might see some of the drivers farther back in the field dip in for fuel, even though they won't need it because of the competition yellow. Let's see. Well, we got a chance here. See if we can talk to the Manslammer himself, who's up 3 positions into 5th. Manslammer, it's Mark up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I do. How's it going, Mark?
It's going well. You're up 3 positions already, up into 5th spot. So obviously this race is looking pretty good for you. How's it panning out?
I'm at a place that I hate, and I'm just trying to keep it together. That's kind of where we are right now.
So really just avoid the other cars, avoid the wall, and see how you can come out?
Yeah, apparently avoiding Vern Spring under yellow as well. Poor guy took out Gerald there. He locked it up and lost it, and he hit Gerald. And I think Gerald hit Kenner.
Yeah, it looks
so
like...
we actually had a yellow under a yellow.
It's not good when they're hitting under caution.
Yeah, it does help make me more comfortable here, that's for sure.
No, well, I love that Sundrop paint scheme you are rocking, and hopefully we'll get to talk to you after the race.
Yeah, that'd be great, man. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
That was the Manslammer. I did not see the incident with Vern and Thanos having a little collision. Let's see if we can pull that up here. Yep, it's back before this, so we'll back it up here. Must have been before that. I'll see if I can find that for you. They are forming back up for the restart. Pace car is in. And Steven Gibson leads them off. Green flag. Gerald Poole is still on pit road. It looks like he had to tow. Top 5 is Steven Gibson, Ray Hillhouse second, Jason Rome third, the Man Slammer up to fourth now, and Vern Spring in fifth. Bill Percy, Jared Heasley, Jeff Hinkle, Matthew Young, and Richie West round out the top 10. Looks like DJ is on pit road to take care of that damage. Ooh, Jared's up in the wall. Looks like he's got a little damage on the left front, so he had at least one altercation prior to that. Gonna continue. He's probably gonna try and make it to that lap 37 competition caution so that he can get some repairs done. Got a little farther back at John Schmidt and Donald Durrance. Back running 11th and 12th. Donald's up 2 spots from a start. John Schmidt's up 4. Let's ride on board last week's winner. Here's Wild Bill Percy. Currently running 5th. Just got by Vern. So you can see they're kind of strung out in front of them. Looks like everybody's just settling in, waiting for that competition yellow. This track is kind of unique. When you enter the banking in the corner, the car actually goes downhill into the banking and then you climb back out onto the straightaways. Looks like despite the damage, Jared's still trying to challenge Richie for that 9th spot. Vern Spring's been fading a little bit, back to 8th from 5th on that restart. Meanwhile, Jeff Hinkle has made his way up to 6th, which is kind of typical. The longer you run in these races, he just kind of works his way forward. He and Ray Hillhouse are probably the 2 best in the league at saving their tires. This is from Bill Percy's position in 5th, looking back at Jeff Hinkle. As you can see, he was a little loose off the corner and a little scrape on the wall there, but no harm, no foul. Meanwhile, Jason Rome is in 2nd and is slowly reeling Steven Gibson back in. Steven may have used up his tires a little bit at the start there. He did jump out to a pretty big lead, and it looks like Jason's starting to run him back down. He's got Ray not far behind. .22 laps complete, working lap 23, so caution is back out. And Richie West has had an accident. Oh. Looks like he was trying to get to pit road and couldn't quite make it. Ended up missing the entrance. This is a very tough pit road to get to. Really carry a lot of speed down the straightaways, and the pit road entrance is narrow, and you have to get that car down to 35 miles an hour, so it's pretty tough. So we're just about the 1/4 mark of the race. Let's see if anybody's going to take this opportunity to put some tires on. That might end up being a problem. It looks like he missed the commitment line to get onto pit road. We'll see if he gets a penalty for that or not. Looks like just about everybody is on pit road except Vern Spring, Gerald Poole, and DJ Kinner. Their lap's down, so they're probably staying for the wave around, and one of them's going to get the lucky dog. It looks like Vern would be the recipient of that. Let's see if we can grab Jeff in here. He's up 8 positions from his starting spot, sitting in 6th position. Jeff, it's Mark up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I sure do, Mark.
So, Dover, a track that's notorious on tires, seems to me that you have worked your way up. You're up 7 spots up into 6th position. So, how's this race going for you?
Going pretty good so far. I've gotten a little bit of help from these cautions that were accidentally thrown, but it's going okay. I think it's going okay. We'll have to see how it goes here.
So how's this car running after you're getting 15, 20 laps on those tires? Is the handling starting to go away on them?
For me, it's pretty loose. Yeah, it gets pretty rough at 15, 20 laps.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I wish you luck. Hopefully we'll talk to you after the race.
Okay, sounds great. Thanks.
Thanks, Jeff. Jeff Hinkle, who's up into 5th now with the field ordering up. That's up 8 positions from his start. And it looked like Jason was sitting down on the inside there off of turn 4, so I'm guessing he did get a penalty for that late entry onto pit road. Lights are out on the pace car, so the field's formed back up too wide. It looks like Stephen Gibson has elected the outside line on the restart. The leader can do that, choose the inside or the outside line, so he will be the one controlling the restart. Top 5 is Stephen Gibson, Ray Hillhouse, Wild Bill Percy, The Manslammer, and Jeff Hinkle. Matthew Young, Jared Heasley, Rick Sargent, Donald Durrance, and Albie Hewins round out the top 10. Jason Rome, after that penalty, is back to 11th, and John Smith running 12th. And we're back under green. Steven got a real good jump there. I don't know if somebody spun the tires down inside, but definitely got out to a big lead. can see the backs of those cars just twitching a little bit as they come off the corners. The car kind of, as it climbs the hill, it unloads the rear of the car and makes it very loose. Riding on board Matthew Young, one of the rookies in the league this season. Currently running 5th spot, putting a little pressure on the Manslammer. Looks like he's got down to the inside, and they're going to go too wide through the corner. This might not end real well. It gets real narrow off the exit. Good job by both of them to stay away from each other. We're 30 laps in, so why don't I take a little bit of break? You guys crank the sound up, and we'll go to crank it up. Stephen Gibson still leads with Ray Hillhouse second, Bill Percy third, the Manslammer fourth, and Jeff Hinkle running fifth. Matthew Young, Jared Heasley, Jason Rome, Rick Sargent, and John Schmidt round out the top 10. Albie Hewins 11th and Donald Duranson 12th. Vern Spring and Gerald Poole are 1 lap down each, and Richie West and the Iceman DJ Kinner have retired. Looks like Jeff's looking underneath the Manslammer for 4th position. Got these 2 cars battling here, and then it looks like 3 more right behind them in a pack. Matthew Young, Jared Heasley, and Jason Rome all battling it out. That's for 6th, 7th, and 8th. A little further back, you've got Albie Hewins looking to put a little pressure on John Schmidt, trying to take over that 10th position. And it looks like because of those early cautions, those have acted as the competition yellow, so don't think we'll have one at this point. Donald Durant's working his way up there into a 11th spot, just got under John Schmidt, putting a little pressure on Albie Hewins. Jump on the roof of his car and see what he sees. It's like Vern Spring just coming out of the pits. Back up front, still Stephen Gibson leading, but Ray Hillhouse has now run him down, is looking on the outside for that pass. Now he's looking to the inside. Stephen shut the door pretty hard. Right up underneath him. That'll help loosen him up even more. If these cars are loose to begin with, you get somebody up underneath you. Taking that air off that rear spoiler just makes it that much looser. And Ray completes the pass. He moves to the front. Meanwhile, Wild Bill's running in third. Jeff Hinkle's up to fourth, and the Man Slammer in fifth. Looking back in the field a little bit, you can see Hinkle, the Man Slammer. There's Jason Rome. Looks like Jared Heasley and Matthew Young behind him. Take a ride inside the cockpit with Matthew Young as he chases down Jared Heasley. The two of them are fighting for the 7th and 8th position. Both a little loose off the corner. You can see him working that wheel just a little bit. Very loose off the corner that time. Had to catch it. Just over 160 as he enters into turn 3. Down to about 135 miles an hour in the center of the corner, and then back on the power. Both of them are fighting loose cars, but it looks like Jared's getting away. He just touched the wall a little bit there. That's not unusual, trying to widen that entry out as much as possible. Meanwhile, up towards the front, looks like they're working through some lap traffic now. Thanos caught up in an earlier incident under the cautions. Sent him back. He's now 2 laps down, I believe. Just moves over and lets Stephen Gibson go by. Ray has pulled out to about 1.3 second lead, almost 1.4 seconds over Stephen Gibson. Running that Mopar scheme, putting it back in victory lane, that'd be good to see. Jared's also running the Plum Crazy Mopar, so those two are the ones that I'm rooting for myself. A little further back with last week's winner, Wild Bill Percy, as he's run down William Mann Jr. That's a fight for the 4th position. Top 5 is Ray Hillhouse, Stephen Gibson Jr., Jeff Hinkle, William Mann Jr., and Bill Percy. Jason Rome, Jared Heasley, L.B. Hewins, Matthew Young, and Rick Sargent round out the top 10, with Donald Durrance in 11th and John Schmidt in 12th. Jeff's found himself a comfortable spot to run, just kind of log some laps and save those tires. It's like Gerald just came out of the pits a few laps ago because he's been turning some wicked fast laps. Jeff just let him go, no sense in fighting him. Gerald, unfortunately, is a couple laps down. Take a ride on the roof with Jason Rome as he's closed in on Bill Percy, who's been chasing William Mann Jr. for a few laps here. This is the closest battle on the track right now. Bill's starting to have to turn right as he comes off the corner. Not something you want to do here, but chasing the back end of that car. Oh, and he got into the back of him and turned him around. Caution is out. Looks like Bill checked up a little more than he expected, and Jason got into the back, lifted him up, and turned him around. Let's take a look at that again. Jason looked low on him here. Oh, just got back to the throttle a little bit quicker than Bill did and drove up underneath him. Leaders are electing to pit now that we've got 60 laps complete. They're coming to start or complete lap 61 here. They'll do so from on pit road. And Donald Durrance is elected to stay out. Not sure what strategy he's looking at here, or maybe he just had to catch the back of the field and didn't want to risk a lap down. So he stayed out. We'll probably pit next lap by, I'm guessing. Or he could be trying to stretch it and save tire, and maybe have an extra set on the others if we get a late caution or green-white checker type situation. Definitely can play with some strategies here. I know Donald's good at saving tires, so that could be something that he's looking at. Ray Hillhouse beats the others off of pit road. So the current lineup is Donald Durrance first, Ray Hillhouse second, Stephen Gibson third, Jeff Hinkle fourth, and Jason Rome in fifth. John Schmidt, William Mann Jr., Bill Percy, Matthew Young and Albie Hewins round out the top 10. And it looks like Jared has retired. I know he was a little under the weather, so maybe not. Now it's hard to say it. Now it's saying he's on track. See if we can track him down. Yep, he's definitely on track. So scoring and timing crossed me up a little bit there. And Donald did pit with the lap cars this time, so obviously just trying to catch the field, make sure he didn't go a lap down when he makes his pit stop. Let's see if we can get a word with Ray. Ray, it's Mark in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
So, you have made quite the move towards the front here. It seemed like you were saving tires a little bit as the run would start and then just kind of run them back down. Is that the way you've been playing it?
Yeah, that was the plan right there. I didn't really need that caution. It kind of threw a wrench in it.
So I'm guessing everybody took tires, so that leaves you one more set. So you're just going to try and stretch it halfway point and change, or do you think you can run to the end?
I think we run to the end here unless there's a caution.
Okay, so we'll be watching. Good luck, and hopefully we'll talk to you after the race.
All right, thanks, man.
So they definitely took tires. Looks like everybody can make it on fuel from here, so it's going to be, we'll see if anybody can do it. It's 47 laps, 46 laps to the end, so I guess that's not too bad of a run, but that will be the longest they have run on tires, so it'll be interesting to see how the cars handle at the end. Lights are on the pace cars, so they're forming back up too wide. Got Ray Hillhouse, who elected the inside this time. Stephen Gibson outside, Jeff Hinkle on the inside second row, and Jason Rome outside. William Mann, Bill Percy, Matthew Young, Albie Hewins, Jared Heasley, and Donald Durrance round out your top 10 with John Schmidt in 11th, Vern Spring 12th, Gerald Poole 13th, Rick Sargent 14th, and Richie West and DJ Kinner have retired. Looks like Rick Sargent has also retired. Pace car is in. Restart is in the hands of Ray Hillhouse. And he's on the throttle, green flag. Steven got an excellent jump on the outside. Let's see if he tries to pinch him down into one. Definitely gave him a shot, but Ray was able to power off. But now I don't know if Steven's going to try and push him to run a pace that Ray's probably not comfortable with at the start of this run. So wouldn't be surprised to see Ray let him go on by. From the roof of the Man Slammer, William Mann Jr. running 5th right now. You can see Jeff Hinkle on the inside, Jason Rome on the outside. Stephen Gibson still trying to track down Ray, but Ray's opened up a little bit of a gap. Jeff was a little loose there off the corner. Bill Percy looking inside of William Mann now for 5th. Matthew Young trying to follow him through. There's a battle a little further back in the pack. You've got Albie Hewins, who's trying to chase down John Schmidt. He's got Thanos Poole, who's laps down right behind him, and then Donald Durrance running along in 11th. Back up front, Stephen Gibson's now lost a little bit of ground, a little over half a second behind Ray Hillhouse, and he's getting pressure from Jason Rome. Jeff Hinkle hanging right in there in 4th spot. Bill Percy in 5th. William Mann 6th, and it looks like Jared's starting to look underneath him for 6th spot. Jared's still sporting a little damage on that right front, but doesn't seem to be slowing him down much. Front back still looking. Jason's still looking underneath Stephen Gibson Jr. for that 2nd spot, but they've all kind of stabilized out. Again, the lead is Ray Hillhouse, Stephen Gibson Jr. 2nd, Jason Rome 3rd, Jeff Hinkle 4th, and Bill Percy in 5th. William Mann Jr., Jared Heasley, Matthew Young, Albie Hewins, and Donald Durrance round out the top 10. John Schmidt running 11th. Gerald Poole in 12th, several laps down. Here's from the leader looking back at the folks that are hunting him. Stephen Gibson had a good corner there, closed up quite a bit. Jump in the cockpit of Stephen Gibson Jr. and see what he sees as he's trying to track down Ray for the lead. Definitely seems to be getting through the center of the corner a little bit better. Jeff Hinkle running 4th, keeping the front 3 right in front of him here with Wild Bill on his rear bumper. Top 7 cars are only a second apart or so. A little bit of a gap back to 8th place. Back up front, Stephen Gibson Jr. still trying to track down Ray Hillhouse and hold Jason Rome at bay. Running lap 80 of 110, so just 30 to go. Top 7 cars are within a second and a half of each other, so it's anybody's game at this point. It's like Jeff Hinkle is fighting with Jason Rome for that 3rd position. He's got position under him. Jason had to let him go. Fall back in line. Regroup, see if maybe he can make a run at him again. back up front. Still about 4/10 separation between the leader and Stephen Gibson Jr. Bill Percy running in 7th. Has a little bit of a gap between him and 6th place Jared Heasley, and a little bit of gap behind him to Albie Hewins. "25 laps to go. I think I'm going to step aside and let you guys listen to the sounds of race cars going around track really, really fast. We'll crank it up." Still about half a second gap, opening up a little bit between Stephen Gibson Jr. and Ray Hillhouse, who leads. Jeff Henkel running 3rd, Jason Rome 4th, and William Mann Jr. into 5th. Jared Heasley 6th, Albie Hewins 7th. Donald Durrance has worked his way up into 8th position. John Schmidt 9th, and Matthew Young 10th. It's your top 10. Jeff Hinkle is slowly starting to reel in Stephen Gibson Jr. for 2nd place. He's now got it down to 3/4 of a second. Was 1.5 seconds a little bit earlier. So we are at 18 laps to go at this point. Field has started to spread out a little bit. Jared Heasley has run down the Manslammer, looking to take that 5th spot away from him. Jared takes it to the inside as they go into turn 3 and Man's fighting back on the outside, but it looks like Gerald's going to have him. Did he have him cleared? No, but Manslammer gets into the wall hard. Still fighting hard on that outside, trying to keep that fifth position. Looks like he cleared him that time. William Mann Jr. had to lift just a little bit, still brushed the wall. Meanwhile, up front, Jeff Hinkle has run down Stephen Gibson Jr. for the second position. Bill Percy coming off of pit road. Jeff Hinkle still trying to put pressure, and here comes Wild Bill on the outside with fresh tires. As you can see, it makes quite a bit of difference. Fresh tires, laps are in the 23.4s, and now they're running currently right around 25 flat. Ray Hillhouse still leads, Stephen Gibson Jr. second, Jeff Hinkle third, Jason Rome fourth, and Jared Heasley is up to fifth. Albie Hewen 6th, William Mann Jr. 7th, and Donald Duranson 8th. Those are the 8 cars on the lead lap. John Schmidt, as you saw earlier, just went a lap down. Matthew Young in 10th, also a lap down. Meanwhile, Ray has pulled out to a 2.3 second lead on the second place battle here. Looks like Jeff was trying to cool his tires a little bit to make another run at him. Close back up as they go into one. Eight laps to go, so Stephen Gibson Jr. is definitely not going to want to let him pass easily. He's going to make him earn it if he can get by. You can definitely tell Jeff has a little more maneuverability in his car, so his tires are a little better shape. Steven's having to chase the car a little bit, but still doing a good job of holding them off. It looks like he gets positioned underneath, but Stephen Gibson's definitely going to fight him hard on the outside. Manages to hold them off. 6 laps to go. 5 when Ray crosses the stripe this time by. Staying focused here because this is the closest battle on track. Jeff is looking everywhere to see if he can get by him. High, low. Now he dips underneath as they drive off the corner. Both of them get a little loose there. 3 laps to go. Ray has almost a 3-second lead on this battle right here for second. Can he get the power down? Yes, he can. He gets the move. Steven gets into the wall. Meanwhile, up front, Ray's just on cruise control. Down the backstretch into turn 3. Next time by, he will see the white flag. White flag, 1 lap to go. Comes off of turn 4, smooth sailing, keeps it off the wall. Congratulations, Ray Hillhouse, winner of race 2 at Dover. Jeff Hinkle second. Stephen Gibson managed to limp it home in third. Jason Rome fourth. Jared Heasley fifth. Albie Hewen sixth. The Man Slammer in seventh. Donald Durrance in eighth. John Schmidt ninth. Matthew Young 10th. Gerald Poole 11th, and Bill Percy 12th. Those are the only cars remaining on track. Let's see if we can talk to the top 3. I don't see Stephen Gibson in Discord, so let's go grab Jeff. Jeff, it's Mark in the booth. You got a copy?
I sure do. Mark, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Probably not as well as you. That was amazing. Up 11 spots from your starting position. The heck looked like you had a heck of a battle there with Stephen Gibson Jr. How'd that go for you?
It was tough, that's for sure. We were both worn out tires, and just I guess I saved just a little bit more than he did to be able to get that inside run, and was able to complete it about 2 or 3 laps to go. So it was good.
Well, that was an excellent job. Congratulations on the second place finish.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it.
And now we'll talk to our winner, Ray Hillhouse Jr. Ray, it's Mark in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Congratulations. That looked like a pretty tough battle to kind of keep Steven back there until the tires equalized, and you just drove away. How'd that race go for you as you saw it?
Yeah, it felt good. I thought Steven would have a whole lot more for me there, but I think I was just able to save tires a little bit better. I was hoping for a long run.
Well, you got the long run. Good thing it wasn't longer, though, because it looked like Jeff was closing once he got past Steven. So about the perfect length for you.
Yeah, I was hoping that they would get to racing a little bit so Jeff could have to use his tires. But, yeah, luckily I was out far enough.
Yep, definitely. Well, new season, new car, second race in. You're in the winner's circle, so congratulations.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I think the paint scheme, thanks to Jared and the Mopar team here, great manufacturer change so far.
Yeah, definitely like seeing Mopar back in Victory Lane.
Hopefully we can do it again tomorrow.
Yeah, you got it. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Later, man.
That's it, as Ray burns it down on the front stretch here. He has tamed the Monster Mile. We'll see you next week at Irwindale. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and have a good evening.
This was a presentation of the Burning Rubber Racing League Saturday Series presented by Flaming Karma Paint Shop. We want to thank our loyal viewers. This is MDM TV.